Hello everyone and welcome to Irvin's World. Today I would like to talk about attributes and what they do exactly in Binding of Isaac Rebirth. So this game, like many other games, has characters that have different stats such as health, damage and speed. However, there are some intricacies to this system that are not explained in the game itself, so I thought I would make a video explaining all of the stats in the game. If you pause the game, you see a simplified character sheet with 6 different stats, which are speed, range, tears, shot speed, power, as well as luck. There are more stats which are hidden in a sense, which are health, knockback and shot height. So let's start with speed. Speed is very straightforward. It's basically just your movement speed, which is of course very important to help you dodge enemy attacks. Here's some footage of a difference between a slow and a fast character to see how much difference it makes. Second up is range. A range is represented by the bow icon and it's a bit less straightforward. Range doesn't mean how far your tears can travel, but how long they will stay in the air. Normally these things are correlated to each other, but certain items as well as other stats, which I will explain later, can have an effect on this. Tears are very straightforward again, except for the icon, which is not necessarily very correlated to tears, I guess, but tears influence your rate of fire. So basically the higher your tear stat, the more tears per second you fire. Next up is shot speed, as indicated by the bullet. Shot speed influences how fast a projectile travels. That means that there's immediately an interaction with the range, because range wasn't how far it could travel, but how long it could be in the air. So if your projectile is faster, then of course your effective range increases. So shot speed is very important also to increase your range. Alright, next up is damage, which is basically just the amount of damage your tears do. The formula behind this is fairly complicated and different items affect this formula in different ways. But yeah, basically it's just straight up how much damage you do. However, damage also tends to increase the size of your tears, which of course makes it easier to hit enemies. So damage is very nice to have. And lastly, there is luck, and luck influences a lot of things, and it actually influences so many things that in the description I put a link to the wiki so you can see for yourself in case I missed a couple. And basically luck influences the chance that status effects go off, such as, for example, if you have confusing tears or fear tears or slow tears, that's affected by luck, as well as other item effects, such as, for example, the shield activation that you get when you have the item Virgo, that also affected by luck. Furthermore, it increases the room drops as well as chest drops, so basically whenever you clear a room you have a higher chance for items in chests, as well as influencing your luck at the shell game in the arcade, as well as slot machines. However, it doesn't affect fortune-telling machines, and also not portable slot machines, which is an item. Furthermore, beggars are not affected either. Then there are 3 stats that are not here in this character sheet. The first is health, and health can come in multiple types, such as red hearts, soul hearts, which are the blue ones, and black hearts. Normally these are lost in the order you pick them up. However, things like blood donation machines and devil beggars, which are the little beggars that want hearts, they will prioritize red hearts. And you can only hold a maximum of 12 hearts. If you have blue hearts and you pick up a black heart, the blue heart will get overridden by black hearts, because they're better. Alright, then there are 2 small stats that are also hidden, which are shot height and knockback. Shot height determines how far above ground tears travel, which basically determines whether they can fly over rocks or not, as well as increasing range of the tears themselves. Then there's knockback, which, well, as the name suggests, basically determines how far an enemy is knocked back. So yeah, I hope this was a good overview of what each stat does. I hope you found the video useful, and see you next time.